So here we are with my man's Clayton Nails _big_C. He's a huge Bears fan. Say what's up, man. How you doing?
What up, what up? How's it going?
Going good, man. Glad to have you. Let's just get right into it, man. What do you think is the biggest reason your team didn't perform better last year?
I mean, just to put it plainly, we weren't trying. We were planning on moving on from Roquan Smith and Robert Quinn last year, and we ended up moving them for a little bit, not much. But I think a big part of it was our run D and our linebackers. We were just gashed every single time we went out on the field, especially after Robert Quinn. Even while he was here, he wasn't all that productive last year, but having absolutely no pass rush. And then a big part was our offensive line. Going into the season, like going in the middle of the off season, our offensive line was supposed to be Larry Borum on the left, Cody Whitehair, Lucas Patrick, Michael Schofield, and Tevin Jenkins. And Larry Borum goes down with a concussion. Lucas Patrick goes down. He only ended up playing 5 games, and then we ended up moving some stuff around, and Tevin Jenkins ended up playing guard all year, which is what we kind of all thought he would play his rookie year, and then he ended up playing right tackle like he did at Oklahoma State. But then by the end of the year, we were starting Riley Reef, who we ended up signing after the Larry Borum concussion, and then last couple of games, most of our right tackle snaps were Dieter Iceland. So it just got rough really, really quickly for us, and then also, of course, you had Trevor Siemian starting a game, you had Nathan Peterman starting a game with Justin Fields going down with a short injury, and does not make for a lot of wins in a season.
All right, well, enough with the bad vibes, because that sounds like a pretty bad season. But I feel like things are looking up. You made some nice additions. So, in your opinion, what do you think is the best addition your team made, or best additions? You can give multiple ones.
Yeah, so I have a few. At the top, obviously, traded our number 1 pick for him. It was a big talk of draft season. DJ Moore. I mean, 3 straight 1,100-yard seasons. Having an alpha to your receiving core is just absolutely game-changing. You know that with A.J. Brown and the Eagles, being able to add him, and then being able to move guys around. And for us, it's going to be Mooney moving back to the 2. Having him be a Z on the other side of DJ Moore is going to be massive. And then Claypool gets to move to the slot, to the wide position, and really be a lot more comfortable. He said a lot that he's more comfortable in the slot, like he was with Antonio Brown his rookie year. So that's going to be huge for them to be able to kind of be in their more natural roles. Moody's not a number 1. He's probably never going to be a number 1. I don't think he ever was going to be in the first place. So being able to move him to a number 2 is going to be huge for us. Our big free agency signing, Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, linebacker from the Bills. Incredible athlete. One of the best athletes we've seen at linebacker ever, especially coming out of the draft. Have some concerns about him regressing back to his previous coverage. Last year, he was able to have an 88.1 PFF coverage grade. Absolutely elite last year. But if you go back before that, looking at 2021, year before last, 37.5 coverage grade.
It's not good.
No, not good at all. And you could see it on film, and you could definitely see last year how much more comfortable he was in coverage. I just hope that we can make sure that stays up. If he can be an elite coverage guy, and we can look a lot more at what the 49ers are doing, being able to sit in cover 2 and just have their guy Fred Warner just run back and cover everything. I mean, if Tremaine Edmonds could do that, I mean, that's just absolutely game-changing for a defense, especially for your corners and for your safeties to be a lot more comfortable. That'd be massive. Okay. Then our first-round pick, Darnell Wright, are going to be our new right tackle. Dude's massive, 6'5", 333. I mean, that is a fully grown man coming right out of the draft. He has a lot of good power, loves attacking on double teams. I mean, you see certain guys in the NFL, if they're able to have a free run at a guy that's locked up with their guard right next to him, they just like to just run him over, bulldoze him on a double team. I mean, he loves that, and you can tell whenever he's able to get to the second level, he loves going straight at a linebacker. you have a 100 pounds, 125 now with some of these linebackers, and you can just do whatever you want. Honestly, just run them over. The comparison for him might be like a Taylor Moton. They both have a very, very high stance. They don't get very low with how massive they are. But that kind of leads to them not really having the quickness to get around and beat speed rushes around the edge. But being able to be a big, stout right tackle would be massive for us.
That's the Panthers right tackle, in case you guys are wondering.
Yep.
Very good right tackle, so that'll be a huge addition to the O-line. Get Fields some more protection, got him some more weapons, and then bolster the defense. Even though you lost Roquan, you got Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, another just a little honorable mention right there. But as it currently stands, your team has plus 420 odds to win the division. Should we take that bet?
I think it's a yes. Right now, with looking at those plus odds, making back so much of your money. The Packers look weak. Having the changing of the guard at quarterback, going to Jordan Love, and
what if they do it again though? 3 in a row.
Let's not do that.
Okay,
let's not do that. I hope he's terrible.
He should. He's a Bears fan. Okay, Packers fans, you're like, but go ahead.
And then you look at the Vikings defense. I mean, they were awful last year. I don't think they got all that much better. I mean, you switch out Byron Murphy and Patrick Peterson, but I don't think that really moves the needle. You switch out Zadarius Smith and Trey Hendrickson, which, I guess maybe that might be a plus, but that doesn't really make them into a much better defense to me. But the big bet would be just hoping that the Lions and Jared Goff just regress terribly, just completely fall apart, and somehow we're able to limp into the playoffs with 9 wins or something like that.
Okay, all right. So right now the over/under for your team is 7.5. Does that mean you would go over or under?
Being even money with the over/under, I would have to go under. We have so many moving parts with the free agency class. Talked about DJ Moore and Tremaine Edmonds and Darnell Wright coming in being a rookie starter. Then you said TJ Edwards, and having all these guys move around is a lot to ask for a team that just had the number 1 pick last year. And then we also have a bunch of questions about Luke Getsy as offensive coordinator. He hasn't really shown he can call plays to throw the ball. Obviously, we can run the ball very, very efficiently. We were a top rushing offense last year. Even though everyone knew we were going to run, we were still very efficient on the times we were running the ball. But yeah, I would have to go under. Just too many moving parts.
Interesting. Very honest answer. We love to see it. But right now, say your team goes on a deep playoff run. Who do you think will be the players or the position group most responsible for it?
With any good football team, you need a quarterback. Justin Fields, I personally think, is the guy. But if we're going to make a deep playoff run, he has to go absolutely nuclear. I'm talking like Patrick Mahomes, like that type of level stuff, because we're not on the level of everybody else. Yeah, I know. Sorry. We could have took him. Yeah. But yeah.
It's gonna haunt you forever.
But, it always will. Patrick Mahomes is gonna be the GOAT, and I'm just gonna have to look at him.
Gotta deal with it.
Yeah, I'll just have to look at him across the state of Missouri and just wish for things to be different. But the other thing would be the pass rushers. If we're able to add someone like a Yannick Ngakoue or Jadeveon Clowney or Robert Quinn, something like that, that would be massive. But even the guys that we have right now, I don't think they're really starting quality edges. But if Dominique Robinson can take a massive leap forward, he had a crazy rookie year, having a lot of high quality sacks, and he only played his senior year at edge. He came into college at University of Miami, Ohio. He came in as a quarterback, switched to wide receiver for 2 years, and then with his COVID year, he actually had an extra half year or so. So before last year, he only played a year and a half at edge, and he still ended up having quite a few really high quality sacks last year. And then Travis Gibson would be on the other side if we don't add anybody else. He's shown a couple flashes as a rotational guy, but if he can take a massive leap forward, then we may have something there. We'll have to see though.
There's a pass rush, quarterback, two big position groups, two big, very important ones. So, right before we go, just give me your Super Bowl prediction for next season.
You're not going to be a fan of this, but I really think the Cowboys could do it, man. Having a big addition with Stephon Gilmore. Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah. I mean, they obviously have a deadly offense. We all know that. And then adding Stephon Gilmore to an already really good defense is crazy. Then on the other side, I'm taking the good Dolphins, man. I'm just gonna have to hope that Tua stays healthy. But adding Jalen Ramsey, even though they lost Byron Jones, but he wasn't. He went ahead and retired. He couldn't really do it anymore. But adding a guy like that and then having a full season with a guy like Bradley Chubb is just crazy. I think they're gonna be really good this year, and I think they could do it.
That would be an interesting Super Bowl. I cannot lie. I would obviously hope the Dolphins win, but still, it will be cool. I can't say cool. I'm sorry. The Dolphins getting there, yes, but not the Cowboys. I'm sorry. I can't root for that. But hey, man, thanks for giving us your time. Thanks for stopping on the channel. We will have to revisit this later in the season, maybe during playoff time. Is there anything you want to plug before we go?
Just Nails Big C on Twitter.
Okay. I'll drop it in the description.
Yep.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man.